Welcome to Insure for Life. I'm Stacey Gregory. Today's conversation is a special one for me. I'm joined by Carolyn Simons, a lifelong friend and a fellow life insurance professional who understands this business from the inside out. Carolyn and I go way back, long before titles, licenses, and client portfolio. We share values, work ethics, integrity, and a belief that protecting families is not a transition, it's a responsibility. Carolyn brings deep industry knowledge, real-world experience, and a heart for service that shows up in every policy she writes and every family she serves. Today we're talking shop, the business, the misconceptions, and the what it is to really work this business the right way. Carolyn, welcome to Insure for Life.
Thank you, Stacey, and thank you for having me. And I want to say that I'm truly proud of you and the work that you've done over the past almost 20 years. And I remember when you called me, when you walked out of the license plate place, when you got your license, I was just so proud of you, and I'm still proud of you today for the work that you do.
Thank you. Now, Carolyn introduced me to the business. She called me. She said, you need to do this. And she took me under her wing. She showed me the way. She paid me as I got started. And we've been unstoppable ever since.
It's a calling because it's not an easy business. People don't prioritize it until it's too late.
Yes.
So to get out and educate people, we both take that personal. It's awesome that we want to service, the people in service the community and help them be prepared. And insurance, fortunate for me, is something that was instilled by my parents. I come from a large family of 10, and I don't know much about benefits, and I just knew that I needed it, and so they had policies on all of us. And then when I turned 21, I took over my policy, and again, I still didn't know other than, hey, this is, use this when you die, it's for your family. And I wasn't married, I had any kids, and I had a $100,000 life insurance policy, and I've had that and more. Since I've had kids. And this summer, for my birthday in July, we went to New York City with my 2 adult kids, my son's girlfriend, and Stacy.
Yes.
We got to hang out in Harlem and in New York, and even though I was raised in upstate New York and I lived in Brooklyn, we wanted to go and do the tourist thing for my birthday. And I came home. I was there from the 24th to the 27th of July, came home. From the 8th to the 12th of August, I went to a house music festival in Antigua, had an awesome time, and I was there from the 8th to the 12th of August. Around the 14th or 15th, I was feeling kind of tired, and even in New York, I was feeling kind of tired and achy, which was unusual. We're just walking a couple blocks. It was very taxing, and that was unusual, but that subsided, and we really had a good time. So went to Antigua, came back on the 12th. On the 14th and 15th, I was feeling kind of tired. I was just figuring it was from working and, all the travel. Well, on the 18th of August, I had to call an ambulance. I was very sick, didn't know what was wrong with me. On the 19th of August, I called my mom and sang happy birthday to her. She turned 87. And then I woke up in the hospital on the 27th of August. Don't remember anything in between, except I do remember the doctor telling me that he was going to treat me for Legionnaire's disease. And I didn't know until recently when I asked my daughter, was that a dream or not? And they said the whole time I was responsive, they would, talk to me and I would shake my head yes or no. And you came, so I'm assuming you know that to be true. But my mom came from New York. I had a brother and a sister that came from New York, a brother and his wife that came from Maryland, some cousins that came from Maryland. My best friend flew in from Jersey twice. I was on a ventilator. I was really, really sick. And this a picture of me that they have, but they have no one has showed it to me, and I guess that's a good thing. But they didn't think I was going to make it.
When I saw you in the hospital, it took my heart away because you reminded me of my mother laying in the bed with all those tubes. And I saw you. I said, hi, I love you. And I left real fast because it was too much.
Yes, yeah.
But then she came back around.
Yeah, I woke up on the 27th and I couldn't barely move my arms. I don't know if I moved my legs at all. Everything felt like bricks. I could hold my phone a little bit to text people and let them know I was awake. But I had no idea what happened. My daughter and Kim, my best friend that flew in from Jersey, walked into the room shortly after I woke up, and I didn't know the date until later on, either that day or the next day. I asked Kim, what my friend that was there from Jersey, what date did I wake up? When they walked in, I almost cried. I really didn't know what was going on still, and I didn't ask a whole lot of questions. And while we're on the topic, I want to get a shout out to the nursing and the staff at the Richmond VA hospital. They work really hard, in particular the nurses. Those women, particularly women, they work really hard, and so I want to give a shout out to them. But I bring up this story because I was prepared. I am prepared. In addition to having disability insurance to cover the income that I lost, because I was in the hospital for 3 weeks and I went to skilled nursing for 3 weeks, I had to learn how to walk again. And I still have some strength deficiencies, but I'm getting a lot better. But I was prepared. My daughter knows where everything is. I have a will. I have, a power of attorney. I have all the information readily available for her to handle my business if I was to die. That made me feel good, because oftentimes it happened with my stepdad a couple years ago, and my brother, I come from a family of 10 and we lost one a couple Christmases ago. We didn't know where anything was. We didn't know how we were going to bury them. And so when people think of life insurance, they think of it as an unnecessary expense, but it's something I always had, and it's something that I will always have, because it's not for me, it's for my family.
Yeah, I get that. And I spend, I'm on social media a lot trying to promote life insurance. And I spend all of my time thinking of ways what I can say, how I should say it. Should I be funny? Should I be this? Should I be that? Trying to encourage people or want people to understand why life insurance is so important. And I don't think it's an education piece. I think people know what life insurance is, but for the life of me, I don't understand why people don't have life insurance. I don't get that. I think, how should I say it? Should I do this AI tool? What should I do? I mean, I still don't know what I need to say to encourage or entice people to buy life insurance. Like, you have cell phone insurance in case something happens to your cell phone. You have car insurance.
Wow.
So
you have cell phone insurance, but you don't have life insurance.
I don't know.
I never thought of that. I like that. You got to use that.
Yeah, okay, so if you lost your phone, you would be like, how can people call you for days? But if your children lost you, who would replace your income? I don't understand why it's so hard for people to have life insurance. I got my nails done last week. I spent $55 on my nails. When I got my toes and my nails done, it was $133.
And that's kind of cheap.
Yeah, and that's once. If I did it twice a month, I know people that do that, but they don't have life insurance.
Wow. Oh, you know me. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth, right?
Yeah.
So I think we have to be blunt with these people, because to me, I think it's selfish for them to have to do a GoFundMe or a fish fry to bury you. I'm not doing that.
But then I was thinking also, do you think people don't have life insurance now because GoFundMe is an option?
No, because the same people that don't have life insurance, especially when they're 40, they didn't have GoFundMe back then. GoFundMe hasn't been around that long. To me, it's selfish and inconsiderate. And people, and I get it, because I like to see where my money goes, right? So if I spend my money, I want on something that I can hold or I can see. You got your nails done, they're beautiful. Yeah, I like my nails done. Mm-hmm. It's like that. But when you have paying for life insurance, you don't see it. And it's not for you. It's for your family. You have to think of your children. And one of the notes I put down is my children. I have enough life insurance for not only them to take care of my final expense needs, because I don't want them to spend a whole lot of money on my funeral, but enough they can invest in a way of having generational wealth.
Yeah.
So, that's how much I have. But you don't have to have that much. Have enough to take care of your final expense needs so your family don't have to. That's a very kind and unselfish act.
Okay, so we do Medicare. How many Medicare beneficiaries have you met that are retired and have life insurance from their job?
Not many, because it's expensive.
Okay, but a lot of people that I talk to say, oh, I have life insurance on the job. Okay, that's true now. You're 50, but when you turn 65 or you leave your job, what happens to your life insurance?
It almost triples.
And then I know we've helped thousands of people on Medicare. And I would say 95% of them do not have life insurance from the job.
Right.
They don't. So when people say, I have it on my job, you should get it while you're young, because when you get older, the older you get, the more health issues you may have, which makes it more expensive. So I don't know what to say.
Well, not only that, you may become uninsurable.
And what will make you uninsurable?
Diabetes,
cancer, dementia.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. So if you don't get it when you're young and healthy, you might not be able to get it later on, or it's going to be a lot more expensive. Which brings me to children. Some people don't believe in insuring children, and I hope no one ever has to bury a child. But if you do and you don't have insurance on them, what do?
Not only that, not just the burial part of it, but Lord forbid you lose a child. You're not going to be able to go back to work on Monday.
Right. So, good point. You have enough to, you could stay out of work for a month or so.
Yes, because grieving is a whole thing by itself, and it takes time to grieve, and some people handle it better, but my husband has the type of job, if he don't go to work, he don't get paid.
Yeah.
So if he had to take time off of work, if something happened to his family, he would be broke.
Yeah. And not only that, you protect their insurability. Yeah. What if they get a childhood ailment, and once they get older, you can't insure them. So, people don't understand that insuring children is very important, because one, like you said, you have the money to bury them. You have the money to stay home for a month or so if you need to, and it protects their insurability. So
you think it's that people don't understand, they don't know the meaning of life insurance? Like all these, I believe that people, like my husband said, you got Google, you can learn anything on Google. I believe people know about life insurance. I believe people know what it is. I believe most people know what it may cost. If you don't, that's easy to find out. But why don't they have life insurance? Those are the pieces of the puzzle I can't put together. Like, why don't you have life insurance?
But look at what's going on in the world right now. People are selfish. And they're only buying stuff that is for them. Life insurance is not, my life insurance is not for me. My life insurance is for my children.
Like you have, you see,
I have grown children.
I do too, and when I pass away, my children will be good. Like my husband, he says he got these policies for Jeremiah Morgan. I said, "What they gonna do with $10,000?" He says, "Well, it's something," and he's so proud of that, But and then you see people online; they spending all this money on Christmas gifts, and I'm thinking, but do you have life insurance? Like, why don't you wrap up a gift and get $100,000 policy for your son? It costs you less than $20 a month. Get that for him. Insure yourself for $100,000. So that's the gift that if you left this world, your son would be okay, your daughter would be okay. Another thing is you say your mom is 87. How is it talking and dealing with aging parents?
Oh my God, Stacy, I almost got kicked out the house. My mom lives in New York, and I was there visiting. When was it there? Was it June? Before we went to New York. And my parents never, we knew we needed insurance. That much they did instill in us. But they never really talked about finances. They were very secretive about finances. And my parents had a business, a very lucrative business, but they never talked about finances. And the reason why I never worked for them, because they worked they didn't believe in child labor laws. So I always had other jobs outside of that. I would help them part-time, but I never worked for them full-time. But anyway, so after, unfortunately, what you went through, your mom, with mom, trying to find stuff.
She never let me do anything for her.
So I had that conversation with my mom, And I really talked about, remember we talked about the app? And
I forgot about that.
yeah, so I asked her if that's something that she would do, like $10. You put all your information in there, and then your family could
Save the information.
yeah, so they'll know where the information is, because I have no idea where her insurance policy is, and I still don't know what her final wishes are. Like, my kids know, cremate me, take me to the Caribbean, my ashes in the Caribbean, and have a big party. Don't have a funeral. I don't know. She was born and raised in Savannah, Georgia. I don't know if she wants to be, buried there or in the north. So trying to have the conversation, but I based it on the app. And the first thing she said is, "Are you trying to kill me?"
I talked to a friend in reference to her mother, and she says to me, her mother doesn't want to talk about it. I said, so what if, I'm really good with seniors. I've been doing this for a long time. Mm-hmm. I said, what if I come in and I talk to your mom and tell her I'm offering a free service. I'm just going to review her policy and see what she has, make sure her beneficiaries are updated, and do all of that stuff for your mom. Maybe your mom will be better. Maybe she'll be more open to talk to mm-hmm. me versus sharing the information with you. But I find that my mother did not want me in her business, and she did not want me handling anything for her. She was so very independent. And I think that's a service that we should start to offer, a service for aging parents. So we can come in and we can do policy reviews and say, this policy is old, you only have $10,000, you had for 20 years, you need more insurance. Because people think, I have life insurance. They don't know how much they have. They may know it's not enough. Mm-hmm. So I think that is a service that maybe we could work on offering. We talk to Asian parents.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Because
that generation just does not want us in their business.
Yeah, she said, Stacey, that's a great idea. I'm just going to see when she'll be able to talk to you. I said, I'll just come in. I'll talk to her. You just tell her what I need to see, and I can just tell her what she has is good or what she needs to add to it. But I think the biggest thing now is aging parents.
For sure.
Because they and I think the older they get.
Well, it is not about losing their independence. We need to know what you want and what to do. You know what I mean? Do you have enough money to do what you want? And like I said, when I asked my mother, she was like, you trying to kill me? No, it's not about you. And I came at her as, it wasn't even about her. It was just an idea that you and I discussed. And she was like, no, you trying to kill me. And then I asked her, I said, well, what do you want? Do you want to be buried in Savannah? She goes, well, I don't know. Well, guess what? You're going to get what I want to give you, because I don't know what your wishes are. And I would love to give her what she wants. But I don't know what that is. No one knows. There's 9 of us left, and no one knows what she wants.
Y'all know. That's what she's probably thinking. Y'all know. You know what else?
She specifically said she didn't know, so how am I supposed to know?
You know what is happening to me right now? Mm-hmm. So, aging parents, if you have a house and you leave your house to your kids, if you still have a mortgage, how are they going to pay for it? Because I have a house and my mother had a house and it's in foreclosure because she didn't have a plan to pay the mortgage off. So now we got to figure out a way to get it out of foreclosure. So now the next thing is, if you have a house, you need some type of mortgage protection. Because if you leave your house to your children, and if you don't have instructions on what you want them to do with the house, tell them to sell it if you can't afford to pay for it. Don't let it just be lost in foreclosure. Because that's what a lady said. She said, all these people talking about trust and putting your house in a trust. But what good is the house being in a trust if you don't have anybody to pay for it once you pass away? So there's so many gaps that we need to fill. And people just don't want to do what they need to do.
Because no one wants to talk about death and dying. No one wants to die, right?
I'm going to.
I can't tell you when you're in a coma, you don't remember anything. So
I remember singing at home. I remember going to see you at in the nursing home and wheeling you outside.
Yes, and I thank you for that. I think about that all the time because you was like, make this the last time.
I'm not going to keep doing this.
I'll push you in a wheelchair. And then I said to him, I don't know if I said it out loud or not, but I was like, you ain't said nothing but a word to me because you will not be pushing me in that wheelchair. I vowed that I would walk again and I would not be in that nursing home for a month. I said, I'll be out of here in a month. And I got out of there in 3 weeks. So I worked really hard. I was up every day going to PT. I was beating the physical therapist to the gym. So, yeah, you have to prepare. And fortunate for me, because my parents instilled that in me, I've always prepared. I've always had disability insurance. I've always had life insurance. And then a couple years ago, I put, all my bills, on my credit cards. Okay, this is what I have, and my, in a binder. And this is these are the bank accounts I have. So my daughter, because my son, I wouldn't trust him to do it. Cause he don't pay attention to anything. They're in a safe, so she can pull out the binder and say, okay, these are the life insurance policies I have, not only on me but on them. These are the policy numbers. This is the amount. This is the phone number to call, to claim it, and who's the owner and how much it costs. So because I'm assuming when I pass, and Lord, hopefully I'll pass before my children. She's going to be devastated. They're going to be devastated. They shouldn't have to sit around. Thank you. They shouldn't have to sit around trying to figure this stuff out. So everything is in a binder and laid out for them to where everything is and what I want done.
I want to, for 2026, my goal is to make the new flex having life insurance.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I want the new flex to be having life insurance because it gives you a sense
and not that $1,000, that's cheap, $1,000 Louis Vuitton wallet or that $5,000 Louis Vuitton little bag.
Because it will give you a sense of pride and it's a feeling that you get knowing that I have taken care of my children. And they say something about that you're supposed to leave a legacy for your children and your children's children. And you got all these church people don't have life insurance. I didn't say that.
Wow.
So the new flex is life insurance. If people want to write policies with you, Carolyn, how can they reach you?
You can call me at 804-621-5959.
And I'm Stacey Gregory at Stacey Gregory Insurance on all socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, and I am 804-539-6397. Please help me help you because I want everybody to have life insurance. It's the new flex.
The new flex.
Okay.